Hare Krishna. So, welcome all my friends, the students of Bhagavad Gita. So, in this preliminary video of introduction to Bhagavad Gita, I would like to tell you a story. So, this story in this Mahatmya, Gita Mahatmya, it comes this way that there is a Durachari who gives a lot of trouble to the entire kingdom. And one day he dies. So when he dies, all his family members, they all have abandoned him. So no one is there to do his last rites. And the body is just decaying. So everyone thinks, let us do the last rites. And while doing the last rites, the Purohit says that everyone can give some percentage of their pious activity, their punya, to this person, so that he will attain heaven. So each one in the village, they come forward and say, मेरा 5% 5% पुण्य इसको मिल जाए. Some come, they say, मेरा 10% मिल जाए. Someone say, let my 25% of my pious credits go to this person. There is one prostitute in that village. एक वेश्या होती है. So she also comes forward and says, मेरा जो भी पुण्य है इसको मिल जाए. So everyone in the village, they start laughing and they say, देखो कैसा घोर कलयुग है, आजकल वेश्याएं भी पुण्य बांटने लगी हैं. But then when this person goes to Yamraj, Yamraj asks his secretary Chitragupta that villagers have given some punya to this papi, just see whether any of his sins is getting cut. So चित्रगुप्त says that the entire village, जितना सारे गांव ने इसे पुण्य दिया है, इससे इसका एक भी पाप नहीं कटता है. लेकिन जितना पुण्य उस वेश्या ने दिया है, इससे इसके सारे पाप धुल गए, सारे जन्मों के पाप धुल गए. So Yamraj says, you are free. Where do you want to go? So when the Yamraj asks him, where do you want to go? He says, please send me to that prostitute who is my guru. मुझे उस वेश्या के पास भेज दो जो मेरे गुरु हैं. So he says, तथास्तु. This person comes to this Veshya and he says, what is that pious activity that you have done? Please let me know. Veshya says, I don't remember any pious activity done by me. He says, no, please remember. Try to remember. You have done a great pious activity. Prostitute says, I had bought one parrot. He says, what? Bought a parrot? Now, what pious activity is this? She says, no, this parrot was a very special parrot. Whatever you would say, he would repeat it. And every day, there was a Brahmin who used to pass by my home, and he would start chanting Bhagavad Gita shloka till he went to the river. And he would start, Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyotsavah Mamakaha Pandavashchaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. So this was the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita. And every day the parrot would hear him say that. So he also learned. He also started speaking Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre, Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. And every day when the Brahmin would pass by, this parrot would chant Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. And the prostitute said that I used to get elated by this. And every day I would, before feeding him food, I would say, Pehle bol ke dikhao. And then the parrot would say, Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. And then I would feed him. So I don't remember any other pious activity which I have done. So just imagine, this parrot did not know what he is chanting. He did not understand the meaning of Bhagavad Gita, right? Who is chanting? A parrot who doesn't know the meaning of it. Who is hearing? A prostitute, a Veshya. But in this process of hearing and chanting the shloka of Bhagavad Gita, and that also, this shloka is chanted by whom in the Bhagavad Gita? It is chanted by Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra Uvacha, who is the villain, who was a greedy person a character in the Mahabharata. It is his shloka. These are his words. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. And that also, this shloka is not the entire shloka. It is just 1/4 of the shloka. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. But with this chanting of 1/4 of a shloka by a parrot and being heard by a prostitute, so much pious activities, so much pious credits, punya was formed that it washed away the sins of the entire lifetimes of this durachari, of this miscreant. This story I have narrated just so that it can be understood how important is every alphabet of Bhagavad Gita. It starts with dharma kshetre, dhar, and it ends with ma. So what is the last shloka of Bhagavad Gita? It is said, yatra yogeshwarah Krishna, yatra partha dhanurdhara, tatra shrir vijayor bhutir dhruva nitir matir ma. So the last alphabet is ma. The first alphabet is dhar and last is ma. So dhar ma, in between there is the entire Bhagavad Gita. This is also very symbolic, that Bhagavad Gita is a book which explains what is dharma. And what is dharma? Dharma is the natural characteristic in a person. So that is what this world actually is meant for, the very axiom to be fulfilled in our life. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. So from this place of death, mrityu loka, we must take a journey of spirituality and reach to that place where it is said amrita gamaya, means deathlessness. So if we read Bhagavad Gita, in fact that is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, to perfect our life. So Bhagavad Gita is a spiritual book, it is a scientific book on spiritual technology. Bhagavad Gita has 5 subjects: Ishwar, Jeev, Prakriti, Kal and Karma. So these are the 5 subjects which we'll be seeing throughout the Bhagavad Gita. So let us understand the background of Bhagavad Gita. So there was this king Shantanu who married Ganga, and from them they had this son Bhishma. So Bhishma takes a vow of celibacy to ensure that Satyavati's descendants inherit the throne. Later Shantanu marries Satyavati and they have 2 sons, Chitrangad and Vichitravirya. So after Shantanu's death, Vichitravirya dies young, leaving no heir. So Vyasdev ji is requested again by Satyavati to father the children with Vichitravirya's wives, that is Ambika and Ambalika. So this results in the birth of Dhritarashtra and Pandu. So Dhritarashtra is born blind. So Dhritarashtra marries Gandhari and they have 100 sons, the Kauravas, who are led by Duryodhana. And Pandu marries Kunti and Madri. So from Kunti, he has Yudhishthir, Bhim and Arjun. And from Madri, he gets 2 sons, Nakul and Sahadev. So in this way, these 5 brothers, they form the Pandavas. So after Pandu's death, the Pandavas and Kauravas are raised together in Hastinapur under Bhishma's guardianship. The Kauravas, especially Duryodhan, becomes envious of the Pandavas and plots to eliminate them. He tries to kill Bhima by feeding poison, but Bhima is somehow saved. Duryodhan, with his uncle Shakuni, builds a house of shellac, highly inflammable material, and invites the Pandavas to stay there so that he can burn them alive. somehow Pandavas escape. Then Duryodhan invited the Pandavas for a gambling match and stripped Pandavas of all their kingdom and opulences. Pandava's wife Draupadi was insulted in the middle of royal assembly. Pandavas were sent on 12 years exile and 1 year Agyatwas incognito. After returning, still they were not given their rightful kingdom. Even Krishna tried to convince Duryodhan. He said, at least 5 villages you give to the Pandavas. Then the Pandavas will not wage a war against them. But Duryodhan, he said, he will not give land even which contains the single point of a needle. So therefore the war became inevitable. And this was the place, Kurukshetra, where the war was going to be held. So one side were Kauravas and the other side were the Pandavas. And at that time, Arjun tells Krishna to bring the Rath in between the two armies. And when he sees all his relatives and brothers and all his family members and friends, he falls into compassion and he says, how can I kill my own people? And then this Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna. So my dear friends, this material world is full of misery. It is a place of misery. And we especially do 4 things in life: Ahar, Nidra, Bhay and Maithun. We all eat, we all sleep, we all have pleasures of this world. Where the highest one is, like said, that mating is the highest pleasure of the world. And defending, we want to defend ourselves. But aren't these 4 things common between man and animals? Even animals eat, even animals sleep, even animals mate, and even animals defend themselves, right? Like for example, a dog. A dog also eats, he also sleeps. If you go in his area, he'll start barking, bow, bow, bow. But even when people come from Russia or China or Pakistan, we ask, where is your visa, where is your passport? Means, why have you come in my area? Same propensity is that there, or like a dog. Even the dog says, why have you come in my area? And we are also saying the same thing, why have you come in my area? So what is different? What makes human beings different from animals? It is the intelligence, the evolved intelligence that we have. So if we want to come to the level of human being, we must use the intelligence perfectly. What is the highest utility of intelligence? ये जो हमारी बुद्धि है, इसका प्रयोजन क्या है? किस लिए इस बुद्धि का उपयोग वास्तविक होना चाहिए? How can we use our intelligence optimum? It is used to solve the problems of the life. So what are the problems of life? The problems of life are birth, death, disease and old age. These are the real problems of life. So unless we solve the problems of our life, we are otherwise wasting our life in this human form. As Tukaram Maharaj says, Janmalala hela आणि पाणी वाहून मेला. Means we have come to this world, but if we have not used our intelligence to perfect our life for the very cause for which we have taken birth, then we have wasted our life.